Welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. My name is Horst Lüning, and I'm the master taster of Whisky.com. Today we have a novelty here on my cask. It's an An Cnoc single malt whiskey from the Speyside. It's called Rutter, 46% ABV, uncolored, unchill filtered, and it's a limited edition. What's the specialty with this whiskey? It's a peated single malt whiskey from An Cnoc, which is not famous for producing peated whiskey. No, the typical 12, 16-year-old and the vintage, which is in the moment, I think, 1999, in the year 2014, and the sherry cask matured Peter Arkle editions from the Travel Value, they are typically fruity and not peaty. So here is a limited edition, and I'm afraid I waited quite a time for tasting this whiskey, and it took some weeks to get these samples from the distributor. So probably those bottles are already off the shelf in the moment. Rutter, limited edition, 11 ppm, parts per million, peat smoke. This peat smoke is specified during the production of the malt. Not what's in the whiskey, but what was brought on the barley during the malting process. And the rutter is the spade, is the Scottish word for the spade. There are several spades. There are probably as many different spades as there are distilleries in Scotland. And this spade was used for cutting the peat. And there are different spades, and this is a big one which was used for producing huge blocks of peat. And this peat is burning in a different rate. It's burning slower. The rutter spade is used to size and separate the peat blocks, producing a turf that is slow burning. This peat creates less reek and therefore gives the whiskey a more fragrant smokiness, in this case with a ppm of 11.0. Non-chill filtered, natural color, as I said. The An Cnoc whiskey is produced by the Knockdhu Distillery, and the Knockdhu Distillery produces for the blended whiskey industry. It was formerly in the possession of Allied, I think, Allied Distillers, and today they are with the Pernod Ricard company. I think so. I'm not quite sure. Color, An Cnoc Rutter is sparkling gold in appearance, and yes, it's sparkling gold. Uncolored, wonderful. Sorry. Nose initial very smoky, it quickly unveils the unmistakable An Cnoc character with delicate spices, juicy pineapples, pear drops, and gentle vanilla. Rich and warming. Taste full-bodied and bursting with peaty richness. Soft undertones of honey, creamy vanilla, toffee, and leather are punctuated by the freshness of green apples. This is the typical An Cnoc character, the fruitiness. That's it. Very aromatic. There's the peat smoke immediately in the nose, but it's not too strong. Those 11 ppm is quite a low ppm, so the awareness level of peat, I think, is around 3 or 5 ppm, so 11 is not very much. And the more heavier peated whiskies have 25 to 35%. The top level has 40 to 50 ppm, and even above that are some very few whiskies with above 100 ppm, but those are, they are stinky. So this one is wonderful balanced between the peat and the fruitiness. There's some spices already present. There's no age statement on this whiskey, so probably it's not too old. And the An Cnoc whiskey is very often sold in the specialty shops. So An Cnoc is always low in availability. So in 2013, the 12 and 16-year-old were quite scarce on the market, and they added a Peter Arkle edition sherry cask matured for adding younger whiskies to the range. But happily, the 12 and 16-year-old are again on the market, and there's also vintage on the market, 1999. In the moment, I think it won't take for long that the 2000 will be available. Warm, fruity, and now appearing vanilla and toffee. And there is a lolly note, a sweet lolly note in the back. Even with the 46%, not too heavy impact, but strong. It's present, the spiciness is there, the peat is there, and now more fragrant aromas take over. More toffee, more spices. Honey and pineapple, no, I'm afraid. But this leather note is there. No, it's not my chair. No, this is Chinese ware. It's plastic. And perhaps this fruitiness in the back, like these green apples. The aftertaste is not too long, but it's well balanced. And the nose, the taste, and the aftertaste, they work quite well together. Wonderful. Yeah. Whenever you get your hands on such a bottle, do so. It's worth the money if you like smoky whiskey. Thank you for watching Whisky.com. There's more to come. Share this video with your friends and feel free to discuss this whiskey with me in our newly opened forum on Whisky.com.